It's honestly time for conversation and time to get serious. Some days ago, we saw Taiwo Awoniyi going down on his knees, in serious pain. Eventually, we learned a lot of things from it. But before that, there were narratives that has been created by the likes of Gary Neville, Jason Cundy, Jamie O'Hara, Jamie Carragher, all of these guys who speak football to a larger audience. And even to an extent, all of those in Sky Sport, who bring on narratives without even confirming what is really, really happening. I think if you're a journalist, you're supposed to do some level of thorough investigation to be able to understand the situation and not just propagate rumors. Many of our pundits or many of the pundits that speak sports, are so fixated with emotions instead of analyzing the things that is really, really happening. I mean, we all saw this video that day. We saw this video, and from a fan point of view, what you would have thought was that the billionaire owner, Evangelos Marinakis, was actually having a tough day with Nuno. But actually, that was not even what happened. But the likes of Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, all of these guys would not wait to even understand the situation of things before they start dishing out tweets such as this. This is Gary Neville saying that scandalous from the Forest owners. Nuno should go and negotiate his exit, tonight with him. The Forest fans, players, and manager do not deserve that. This is Gary Neville tweeting after that match without even knowing to full details what has really happened in the match. Without knowing why the billionaire owner of Nottingham Forest, who at the same time own Olympiacos Lyon, Olympiacos, they just won a title. Very, very passionate owner. Come onto the pitch, discussing with Nuno. You don't even know the basis of their conversation, and you have all assumed that is there to scold Nuno because, of course, they had a draw against Leicester City. By the way, they have qualified for European football. They are just looking to qualify for the Champions League. So this kind of narratives have been going on and on. With the likes of Lewis Kelly, with the likes of bringing up things that you can't even confirm. There was a particular time Jamie Carragher was talking about, Miles Lewis Kelly not being able to, wasn't Miles Lewis Kelly or Etano Waneri, not being able to be in the first team, dressing room with the big boys at Arsenal. And he did not even come to think of it that guy can actually be less of age. Maybe it's because he's just 18, or maybe it's just because he was 16, not 18 yet. And the laws of the United Kingdom do not allow him to be in the room with the big boys. No investigative journalism, no nothing, lazy journalism. Just pick up the microphone and say a lot of things. Imagine if Gary Neville was to be saying this. Later on, we got to really, really understand what was going on because the club released a statement, and in the statement of the club, they said that the club can confirm that Taiwo Awoniyi has undergone a surgery following an abdominal injury sustained during Sunday's match against Leicester City. Everyone at Forest sends their best wishes to Taiwo. The club will provide further updates when appropriate. What I would have expected was that at this time the club released these 3 statements into the situation with Taiwo Awoniyi. All of these guys should have just come correct and said, okay, we were wrong. We assumed, what was not, and maybe it won't happen again, or just find a way to come correct. But trust me, they will not do that. All they would do is just to make sure that they keep bringing these narratives so that they can sell whatever they are selling. I don't know if it is the fact that they are doing a clickbaiting. I don't know whatever it is that they are doing. I do not know whatever it is that they are doing. And mind you, the real situation at hand is the fact that, as released by the club again, is the fact that, if you can see here, Taiwo Awoniyi has been placed into an induced coma following surgery on the serious abdominal injury that is sustained during the Nottingham Forest game on Sunday. Wishing him a speedy recovery. This was really what happened in the match. That day, that Taiwo Awoniyi, collapsed on the pitch. He had to be taken out of the match. Gary Neville did not know all of this. Gary Neville only assumed the billionaire owner came onto the pitch to scold Nuno. And this is what we talk about. There should be a difference between fans talking and specialists in their own case, because they assume to be specialists. They are journalists, they are sport journalists. They should be saying things that are factual. If the thing you want to say is not factual enough, it is important that you do not even make any comment at all. Because as at this morning, as at yesterday, by the way, this was the statement from the club that they released. It reads, club statement: Nottingham Forest can confirm that Taiwo Awoniyi is recovering well so far following urgent surgery on a serious abdominal injury sustained during Sunday's match against Leicester City. The seriousness of his injury is a powerful reminder of the physical risk in the game and why a player's health and well-being must always come first. At Nottingham Forest, this principle is not just policy for us; it is the deeply held belief and conviction of our owner. To Evangelos Marinakis, this is just a football club; it's a family, and he instills that message in all of us. By the way, that was the reason why the guy went onto the pitch. That is why he was so personally and emotionally invested in the situation that unfolded at the City ground on Sunday. His reactions was one of deep care, responsibility, and emotional investment in one of our own. He didn't just see it as an isolated incident, but as something that reflected the values and unity of the entire team. They went on to say that in moments like that, it demonstrates his leadership, not just through words, but through actions and presence. In the final 10 minutes of the game, when he saw our player clearly in discomfort, struggling through visible pain, it became increasingly difficult for him to stay on the sideline. His deep frustration at seeing our player lying on the ground in severe pain, something no one with genuine care could ignore, triggered him to go onto the pitch. It was instinctive, human, and a reflection of just how much this team and its people mean to him. He would do the same again if such unfortunate events were ever to occur. They went on to say that the truth of the matter is there were no confrontations with Nuno or with other, either on the pitch or inside of the stadium. There were only shared frustrations between all of us that the medical team should never have allowed the player to continue. In light of this, we urge former coaches and players and other public figures in the game to resist the urge to rush to judgments and fake news online, especially when they do not have the full facts and context. Baseless and ill-informed outrage for the purpose of personal social media attraction serves no one. List of all the injured players, we call on the influential voices to show the same respect for players' welfare that they often demand from others. Let concern come before commentary. At Nottingham Forest, we believe, the mental and physical well-being of our players and coaching staff must always take precedence over media promotions, over media narrative, inflammatory judgments, and certain over self-promotion. A moment like this, the game must unite, and those who put their bodies and mind on the line every week, that that's what leadership looks like in our game. What a very beautiful statement from Nottingham Forest. Well crafted. This statement has Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, Gary Neville written throughout it, written on it from A to Z. Saying things on social media for self-proclamation, for trying to infuriate fans between each other, for trying to create a narrative. I think all of these things should actually stop in our football, and we can do better. It's a good one to see that at the end of the day, our guy is doing amazingly well. And I honestly wish him speedy recovery. He's a Nigerian international. I'm a Nigerian myself. I wish him speedy recovery. I want him to come back to the game on time. But this game cannot survive with the likes of Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, 18 on younger players. Always having something to say on younger players. We have seen Thierry Henry doing sportsmanship. We see him every time on CBS. We see the way he addressed these issues. We see the way he said these things. He doesn't try to be controversial. He doesn't try to over sensationalize things. Anyways, guys, this is the video I want to make today. I really, really want to hear from you. If you think that Gary Neville is overdoing things, if you think that what they are doing, or how they over sensationalize things is not really supposed to be. I really, really want to hear from you guys. And welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I saw you guys. So I'm back now. The videos will continue. Thank you so much for all the likes and subscribe that you have given me so far.